Hey, what's up everyone? Trent here. In this video, I'm revealing exactly how much money I've made each year in my software sales career. I had to pull out the green shirt. This is the perfect choice of attire to talk about a video on money and income. I'm gonna be as real with you as I possibly can with regards to the hard work, commitment, sacrifice it took for me to get to this point in my life. So many of you enjoyed my past video, software sales salaries, and why they make so much. So I felt like another video on software sales, earning my own personal income, would be important and valuable advice to motivate you to get your money right and say, okay, if Trent's making that at 25, I can make way more, or maybe I just want to get to that point. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe now. If you've seen one of my videos before, I'll settle for a like. Or you could do both if you're feeling a little bit crazy today. Two quick things before we talk about how much money I've actually made. Against my accountant's advice, I'm gonna share exactly what I've made, the specific numbers, what went into it, the breakdown, and what it all means. First and foremost, everything in finance is relative. If everyone made $1 million a year, then making $1 million a year wouldn't be so special anymore. So when you see how much I make, don't think that that's a lot, don't think that that's a little. You'll have to decide for yourself what is a lot, what is a little, based on how big you think and how much you actually want to achieve in life. Secondly, the reason talking about money and income is so important, in the old world, people didn't want to talk about money. They would never share how much they make. In the new world, the amount of money you make is, I'm not saying this as a way of virtue signaling, but how much you make shows your value to the marketplace, and it serves as a scorecard. You really can't quantify happiness, how anyone feels from a mental health standpoint. Of course, you want everyone to do well, but you can quantify economically how much an individual is making, and you can deem some value in life attainment from that number. So I think it's important to share how much exactly I make and some of my aspirational lofty goals. And it's important for you to hear this and think, okay, if I'm not in software sales, what am I doing in the industry and career path I'm in right now? And then you need to ask yourself, how much do you want? You can have virtually anything you want in life, but you cannot have everything. And if money is something you want, a lot of people say to me, hey Trent, I want to make 10 million, I want to make $1 million, I want to do blah, blah, blah. All this, that's all fine and good. Ultimately, you'll have to put in the action to it. And now I'm getting a bit preachy, and now you're probably thinking, Trent, how much do you actually make? So let's get into it. In 2018, when I graduated from Ohio University, I fortunately got a job in software sales at a fast-growing technology company that has since IPO'd, and I have made a video specifically on how much employees make through the IPO, and it is incredibly lucrative as well. But from a salary and earnings standpoint, and it's important to note as well, I had no connections in the technology industry. I had no past sales internship experience. So if you're sitting there thinking, Trent, that's all great that you did it, there's no way I can do it, you absolutely can do it. When I first started, I moved to Dallas, Texas. I was a sales development representative, level 1, as entry level as it gets, and my on-target earnings was 50K. On-target earnings means a mix of your variable fixed pay, it's your fixed base pay. So think of that as your salary. $40,000 in salary, $10,000 in variable commission, so pay for performance. Shortly after starting, I promoted to a sales development representative level 2. This was 2019. My on-target earnings was $65,000. It was $50,000 base pay, $15,000 variable commission. That year, with a $65,000 on-target earnings, I ended up reporting $83,000 of income to the IRS. So I exceeded my income and my on-target earnings because I outperformed my number. And make sure to find you a company that pays for accelerators. So if you exceed your number, you get paid more, and that's when you really can start to make the big bucks. And when we think about enterprise software sales and the big salaries and earnings those guys bring home, it's because they have this $100,000s of dollars annual target, and then they exceed it with $1 million big deal, and they're making a ton of money. We'll get to that point. After being an SDR2, on target earning $65,000, in reality making $83,000, I promoted to a senior sales development representative. My on target earning was $80,000, and at the time I was 24, that was really exciting. On target earning of $80,000 at 23, 24, a lot of my friends weren't making that, although I do have friends making more. Once again, everything in finance is relative. You'll have to decide what's a lot or a little. As a sales development representative level 3, a senior SDR in essence, I ended up reporting an income of $111,000. That was in 2020. That was a pandemic year. A lot of obstacles, a lot of hurdles, a lot of people lost their jobs. It was a very difficult year. Fortunately, I was able to adapt. And when we go back to the beginning and talk about the hard work, commitment, dedication, I sacrificed a lot and really didn't do anything socially or nothing besides working from home. And this is my work from home setup. It's pretty much all I did. And that helped me then make more money. And that's why I've talked about in past videos, sacrificing happiness for money and why I work 80 hours a week. It really just comes down to what you want, and you can have as much or as little as you want. After being in SDR3 for about 9 months to a year, I promoted to a mid-level account executive. So account executives at most software organizations, you have level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many levels, and then eventually you promote to an enterprise account executive. I'm now an AE3, a mid-market account executive. My on-target earnings is about $137,000. So 2021, I'm 25. That's my on-target earnings. If I follow the trend of my past 2 years, I should expect to make around $150,000. That's what I'm hoping to do this year. If you include capital gains, I'll probably get there. Once again, it's all relative, and you'll have to decide, is that a lot or a little? Is that something you want to get to? And just for fun, when we talk about the income earning potential and why software sales salaries is so lucrative, once I promote to the next level of account executive, my on-target earnings will be in excess of $150,000. I believe I can do that within the next quarter or two. Once I then promote to the final level of account executive, my on-target earnings will be roughly $170,000, $180,000. I expect to be 26, potentially early 27, making that type of money. And then once I hit that next promotion, I'll be an enterprise software sales rep. A couple things in this video. I know we've been going for about 6 minutes, so if you're still with me, would really appreciate it if you could drop a like on this video, reach out to me on LinkedIn, say what's up, drop a comment, whatever you want to do. Really just appreciate your support, and that's why I make these videos in the first place. A couple quick things for those of you who are still with me, and this is when we really get into the meat of the video. This is when you're really going to hopefully have some takeaways and say, that's how he's thinking about that, and you can decide if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I don't do it for the money. I'm not motivated by the money. I don't care how much I'm making. Of course, I want to have a lot. I want to be rich. I want to have great resources. I want to be able to provide. I want to be able to give. And that we'll get to that point. I don't need to win. I'm only 25. I know that I'm mastering my craft of sales right now, and I will capitalize on that skill later in life. Just for fun, I don't do it for the money. I do it for the love of the process. I do it for the game, and I do it for the internal satisfaction of knowing I did a good job. In the past, I was someone who was naturally incredibly competitive and wanted to beat everyone and always had to be number one. I still want to be number one, and I was motivated in the past by beating other people. Now I've evolved as a person, and I work really hard because it makes me feel good to know that I put in my best effort, and I'm striving to become the best possible version of Trent I can. And that involves showing up every day. That involves making my cold calls. That involves adding value to other people. That involves being consistent. That involves sacrificing on the weekends, not drinking both days, not waking up super hungover on Sunday. It looks like working out. It looks like keeping my mind sharp by reading, by writing, by listening, by observing people, more successful people that I aspire to be and live up to. So ultimately, you gotta decide what you want. I make this video so that you know where I stand. It's not something that I'm trying to boast. I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm better than anyone because I make a lot of money. Ultimately, if you're watching this, if you have a pulse, if you're able to comprehend these thoughts, then you're already winning. Then you're ahead of a lot of people. A lot of people don't have that. And just being in America, I'm super fortunate, privileged, and the opportunities are endless. We're really growing up in one of the best time periods of history ever. This little thing right here, you may be watching on your phone. If you're watching this video on your phone, I want you to comment below on the phone. Some of you may be on a computer, some of you may have a laptop, but this thing right here, that thing right there, you can make content, you can talk into a camera like I am, you can write something down, you can take pictures, you can get a product like this pen, you can make something like this, and you can use these devices to reach thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of other people. And if you can drive other people to action, if you can motivate them, if you can get them to feel something, if you're feeling something right now, That's a big deal, and that's why I make these videos. And if you can get enough people to feel something, believe in you, and follow what you say, then you can have literally whatever you want to do in life. That's really what it comes down to. And ultimately, you'll be measured by the impact you made in other people's lives. And that's why when we think about a Kobe Bryant, so many people love him because of the impact he had of the Mamba mentality, motivating other people to be their best self. I hope you're your best self. I hope you can get your money right. I hope this video helped you in some way. I hope you're inspired. I hope you say, I want to go beat Trent. I want to go do more than Trent. I want to go get on his level. I want to get on your level. I hope to hear from you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.